now that I got the box out, there's insulation in here, and it's packed in there, and it's full. It's like probably R19 or R21 or 22, 23. I don't know what the R factor is nowadays for a 2x6 wall. It used to be R19, but they've made it in such a way to where it's more than that now. Okay, so for right now, I can just do that. And I've got to be careful now. The stud is right there. This side's open. Okay, so that tells me when I drill the hole, I'm going to be going down this way in this wall cavity, not this wall cavity. Okay, and I've got to move some of this insulation around. Good Lord, that stuff is smashed in there. So I think I'm going to have to take my gloves off for this one. And hopefully you can get your hand, down in there. Some people, you got a bigger hand than me, a bigger wrist. You might not be able to fit it down in there. You might have to take a sheetrock knife and poke and prod on it and stuff, and see, what I'm trying to do is gain enough room so I can put a Flexibit in there and try to pull it up against this edge of the wall so I don't get caught in all that insulation. And this insulation has a barrier on it. There's paper on this side, insulation on that side. So if I can kind of get my hand in there, get my hand between that insulation and the other in there, I might be able to get the bit in there that way, you know. And you know, both of these sets of wires are going up. They're kind of in my way, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold them up. They're not hot or anything. The circuit breaker's turned off, so I can kind of fold these up in the wall, and I can get them out of my way is what I want, because I'll be able to reach them. I'll be able to reach them later. Okay. If you're paranoid about it, that somebody's going to turn your breaker on or something, you can put wire nuts on the ends of those. But what I can do, and what I probably should do right now, is go in the, I'm going to go where the electrical panel is. I'm going to take my masking tape, and this is just for added precaution in case somebody is in your house and they're wanting to turn something on and they don't know you're doing any work and they flip a breaker. Oh, here it is, the breaker's off. And they turn it on and they don't tell you. You know, wouldn't that be a bad thing? Okay, so I'm just gonna go the extra mile, and I'm gonna kind of put some masking tape on there. And I'm going to take my felt tip pen and write off. Okay. My other felt tip pen. Oh, here I got a better one here. And when I leave a felt tip pen in my nail bag, usually I take it like that and put it upside down. Put it in my nail bag and leave it upside down. That way it never dries out. Okay. So there you go. That's for added precaution. Okay. Now we'll go back out here and keep working on our project. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that later. And my main thing right now is getting enough room in here for my bit. what kind of bit am I going to use? Well, I call it a Flexibit. I went to the store the other day. I don't know if you saw that video. I'm making a whole video series of this. If you care to watch the entire thing, you can do it. So see here I've got some ends. This was a whole kit. And here's the Flexibit I'm gonna end up using. And see, here's something really important to see. Up to 3/4 inch bit size. You could get something that's bigger, but you don't want to put it on here because this is only designed for 3/4 inch. Because if you put something bigger on there, you could just twist up the steel, you know. Okay, so put the end in like that. See, and then this is going to fit down in the wall. I'm going to put it down in there, and then I'm going to bend it a little bit out, away from the wall, so I can get my drill on there, okay? And so I don't hit the wall. Okay? And so I got to have enough room to get that down in there. And then I've got to drill through. There's a bottom plate on the wall, which is 1.5 inches thick. And then the flooring, which is 3/4 inch thick. Okay? On this particular house. Not all houses are created equal, so that's just what I'm dealing with here. And so I've got to drill 2 3/4 inches. So I know after that I should be hitting air down in there. But like I say, I've got to feel this and see if I can't create some gappage there. And that's actually feeling pretty good. I've got that kind of pushed back a little bit. Take my sheetrock saw, push back, because the insulation has a moisture barrier on it. That's paper that's kind of glued to the back of the insulation. And so I've got my hand between the back side of the sheetrock and where that moisture barrier is. So I don't think the bit is going to get all bound up in the insulation. Sometimes you don't have that. You get down there, your bit gets caught. In fact, as I start drilling, the bit could get caught in there in the insulation, then just wrap it around here, and pretty soon I got a big old mess. If I start feeling like that's happening, then I'll back up a little bit and then go forward, then back up, go forward, back up, go forward. Once I get this the threaded part here down into the wood, then it shouldn't bind up anymore. And then as I take it out, I'm gonna have to be careful as I pull it out. Okay, so that's my next step. I think I'm ready for that. I've got my wires. They're both going up, and I've got them out of the way, and I can feel them and see they're stapled. Let's see here. Not very high up. Probably about right here. They're stapled. And so when I put this long cut-in box back in, I might have to cut this slit a little bit further to allow for the wires to come in there more. We'll just have to see when I get that put in. Okay? All right. I'll get my drill set up. We'll see if I can't drill that hole through there. Now, I've got two different drills here. I've got a kind of like a pneumatic type drill where it goes da 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 as it's screwing your screw in towards the end. It's like a ratcheted one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use this to drill in all the way. I'm going to try it first and see, but I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to use that. So if not, I'll use my regular one, and I'll put it on low. I got it on low, and then I'm going to have to hook it on the end of that end, but we'll see. We'll try it with the pneumatic one first. I call it pneumatic. I don't know what it is. A ratcheted type drill. Okay, so I'm gonna keep you kind of over this way. Actually, I don't know where I'm gonna do this, because I have to kind of drill at an angle that way. So I should probably be over here on the left, which means you should be over here on the right. Okay, I think that's gonna do it right like that. Let's I'm gonna just try to get this down in there first.